Hello everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today, we're going to explore a beautiful moment 1 year after their reunion, when Alex kneels in a sunflower field and asks Tuna the question that changes everything. Will you marry me again? What led to this second chance, and can their rebuilt love finally last for good? If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss the next videos. The first spring sunlight slipped through the thin curtains and rested gently on Alex's face. He opened his eyes and stayed still for a moment, just listening. Tuna was beside him, breathing softly and evenly. Her dark hair spread across the pillow like a quiet stream. On the other side of the bed, Henry slept deeply too, his tiny lips moving like he was dreaming something sweet. Alex smiled, small at first, then warmer. A deep gratitude rose in his chest, the kind that makes you feel almost overwhelmed just by existing in the moment. A year ago, everything was chaos and fear. Now, the room was peaceful. The long, lonely nights felt far away, like something that happened to a different version of him. He leaned over carefully and kissed Tuna's forehead, gentle enough not to wake her. But she stirred anyway. Her eyelids fluttered open, and a sleepy smile appeared as if her face knew him before her mind fully did. "Today is special," Alex whispered, low and warm, like a promise he'd protected all year. Tuna stared at him for a second, then her eyes brightened with understanding. She didn't need to ask. 1 year since they found each other again. 1 year since the pain stopped being the loudest thing in their lives. "I know," she murmured, reaching up to brush his cheek. Her touch was slow and familiar, and it made Alex's chest tighten, in a good way. Alex sat up and gently pulled her with him. They both looked over at Henry. The little boy was still asleep, but there was the faintest curve of a smile on his face, like he was holding on to something happy in his dreams. And for a second, it felt like time paused. No fear of losing each other, no racing thoughts, no waiting. Just this simple warmth. Alex wrapped his arms around Tuna from behind, resting his chin on her shoulder. They didn't say anything. They didn't need to. Their heartbeats found the same rhythm, and the morning began the way it should. Quietly, kindly, like spring. Happiness wasn't loud. It wasn't some dramatic moment. It was right here, shared breath, a child sleeping safely, arms that didn't let go. Later, the small kitchen filled with the scent of fresh bread and the sound of laughter. Tuna stood at the counter, focused but smiling, layering pâté and crisp vegetables into sandwiches. Her movements were quick and confident, and her eyes had that calm joy that only comes when life finally feels stable. Alex moved beside her, packing a picnic basket, water bottles, fruit, a soft blanket. They didn't bump into each other or rush. They flowed naturally, like a team that had learned the value of small routines together. Henry toddled around their legs, determined to help. He hugged their calves, giggling so hard he almost fell over. Then he lifted his hands toward the basket with dramatic seriousness. "Henry, help Mommy!" he shouted, proud of himself. Alex laughed and scooped him up, placing him on his shoulders. He spun once, carefully, and Henry squealed like the world was made of joy. Tuna watched them, her heart warming in a way that still surprised her sometimes. Those hard days, the market, the cold nights, the fear, felt like faded shadows now. They still existed in memory, but they weren't in charge anymore. She stepped closer, kissed Henry's cheek, then looked at Alex. Their eyes met, and there was a silent exchange there, gratitude, relief, love, and the knowledge that none of this was taken for granted. They finished packing together, sandwiches, juice, the blanket. It was such a simple task, but every movement carried connection. No panic, no rushing, just the quiet joy of doing something for each other. Henry climbed onto a chair like he was the boss of the kitchen and clapped like an enthusiastic audience. When the basket was full, Alex wrapped his arms around Tuna from behind and whispered into her hair, "Thank you for being here." Tuna leaned back into him, smiling. "Thank you for finding me." And in that moment, the kitchen wasn't just a place to cook. It was where love was rebuilt, daily through small acts that said, "I'm still here. I choose you again." Sunlight poured through the window and washed over the three of them in a golden glow, like proof that happiness had returned, solid and real. Soon after, they were on the motorbike, rolling along the familiar village road. The spring air was cool and clean, rushing through Tuna's hair as she held Alex from behind. Henry sat in front, small and steady, shouting with excitement whenever they passed the green rice fields. As they rode, they started singing old countryside songs. Alex's deep voice led. Tuna joined softly, finding harmony without even trying. Henry's giggles cut through the singing like bright little notes that didn't need perfect timing to be beautiful. Every so often, Alex glanced into the rearview mirror. Each time he caught Tuna's smile, the one he once believed he might never see again. And with every look, his heart steadied. No shadows, no old fear creeping in, just the steady comfort of having them with him. Wildflowers bloomed along the roadside, yellow and bright, as if welcoming them back into life. Henry pointed outward. "Pretty flowers," he shouted. Tuna hugged him a little closer. "Pretty like our family," she whispered. Alex smiled and accelerated gently. Freedom spread through him, not the reckless kind, but the peaceful kind. No barriers between them now, no invisible wall of doubt. The wind carried the scent of grass and spring earth, sweeping away any tiredness left over from the past. When the sunflower field appeared ahead, blazing gold under the sun, all three of them cheered. It wasn't just a destination, it felt like a symbol, like the road was carrying them into a place where peace finally belonged to them. The sunflower field stretched endlessly, a sea of gold turning toward the light. Alex spread the blanket between tall stalks, and soon all three lay back, faces up, letting the warmth soak into their skin. White clouds drifted slowly overhead. Henry lay between his parents, tiny fingers brushing sunflower petals like he was meeting them one by one. Tuna leaned her head onto Alex's shoulder and spoke softly, like she was sharing a secret with the wind. "I want Henry to grow up somewhere full of flowers like this, with both parents forever." Alex took her hand and squeezed gently. "I promise I'll make it happen." The air felt calm, only the rustle of leaves, a distant bird song, and Henry's giggles when a petal tickled his cheek. He rolled side to side, laughing like the world was made for him. Tuna watched, eyes shining. Henry was bigger now, stronger. His smile was free, no shadow of old nights. Alex turned to Tuna, his gaze deep and honest. "I never thought I could be this happy," he admitted. Tuna smiled and brushed his hair back. "Me neither." They stayed there, hands intertwined, letting the sunlight dissolve whatever cold memory still clung to them. Around them, sunflowers leaned toward the sky as if bowing to the light, and to this small family who had fought to reach peace. The moment didn't need drama. It didn't need big words. It was just stillness, earned stillness. The quiet reward after surviving storms. As the sun dipped lower, the field turned orange gold, soft like silk. Alex sat up, and Tuna noticed his hand tremble slightly as he reached into his pocket. Her brow furrowed with confusion, until he pulled out a small box. Tuna froze. Alex shifted, then knelt on one knee in the middle of the sunflowers. The wind moved gently around them. The fading light made everything look warm and unreal. "Tuna," he said, voice thick with emotion. "1 year ago I found you and Henry again. But I never properly asked you." He opened the box, revealing a simple ring that caught the last light of the day. "Will you marry me again?" For a second, Tuna couldn't breathe. Her eyes widened. Tears spilled immediately, unstoppable. Her hand lifted toward him, shaking as if her body couldn't fully believe what was happening. "Yes," she whispered, nodding through tears. "Yes." Alex's own eyes filled as he slid the ring onto her finger. Then he pulled her close and kissed her forehead, her cheeks, her lips, like he was trying to pour a year of gratitude into one moment. Henry clapped wildly and bounced up and down, laughing as if he understood exactly what this meant. The three of them embraced right there, surrounded by gold. Tuna cried into Alex's shoulder, happy tears that felt like spring rain washing away old regret. "I won't make you wait again," Alex whispered. And under the sunflowers with the sky glowing above them, it felt like time paused again. No more fear, no more lonely nights, just love, promises, and a present that finally felt safe. The evening breeze drifted through the sunflower field, carrying a soft scent that made everything feel slower. Tuna sat on the blanket with her legs tucked under her, still staring at the ring on her finger like it might disappear if she blinked. She turned her hand and watched the last warm light catch the stone for a second, then fade. It wasn't the shine that mattered. It was the meaning, proof that the past hadn't won. Alex sat close behind her, arms around her waist, chin resting on her shoulder. He didn't try to turn the moment into a speech. He just held her steady, breathing with her like he was anchoring both of them to the present. Every so often he kissed her hairline, quiet and careful. Henry lay between them, clutching a sunflower-like treasure. With serious focus, he lifted it toward Tuna's face. "Mommy smell," he said. Tuna laughed and leaned forward, pretending to be amazed. So good," Henry giggled, then pushed the flower toward Alex. "Daddy's smell?" Alex sniffed with exaggerated drama. "Best flower in the whole world." Henry clapped like he'd just won a prize, and Tuna felt her chest loosen. A year ago, she had been counting coins for milk. Now her child was laughing in a sea of gold, safe between two parents. They took a few photos on an old phone, awkward angles, shaky hands, imperfect framing. The first picture was meant to be sweet, but Henry made a funny noise and Tuna burst out laughing. So the photo caught her mid-laugh, eyes bright. They tried again, and Henry clapped too early, blurring his hands. Alex recorded a tiny video too, Henry waving and shouting "flowers" like he was announcing it or the sky, with Tuna and Alex laughing in the background. When they finally stopped, they just listened. To wind brushing the stalks, to distant birds, to Henry's small footsteps as he ran careful circles around the blanket. Petals fluttered behind him whenever he brushed a flower, like golden confetti. Tuna and Alex watched with their fingers interlaced, smiling in that quiet way that says, "I can't believe we made it here." Alex's gaze stayed on Henry, and his expression shifted from simple happiness to something deeper. "I used to think I had to earn this," he said softly. "Like if I worked hard enough, if I became successful enough, then I'd finally feel okay." He swallowed. "But it's this. It's you, it's him. It's hearing him laugh and knowing he's safe." Tuna turned and placed her palm on his chest, feeling his heartbeat steady. "We learned the hard way," she said. Alex nodded, eyes shining. "I never want to go back to that darkness." Tuna squeezed his hand once, firm and simple. "Then don't." The sun dipped lower, turning the field from bright gold to warm orange. The shadows stretched, but they didn't feel threatening. Henry's energy finally faded. He slowed, stumbled, then waddled back and collapsed between them with a satisfied sigh. His eyelids drooped, but he refused to let go of his sunflower. Tuna brushed his hair back. "Did you have fun?" she whispered. Henry mumbled, "Fun, flowers," then yawned so wide it made both parents laugh. Alex pulled the blanket up and tucked Henry in. Tuna watched that simple movement and felt emotion rise in her throat. She remembered doing this alone in cold rooms, hoping hunger wouldn't wake him. Seeing Alex do it now, without hesitation, felt like a quiet kind of healing. Tuna looked at the ring again, thumb tracing it lightly. "It still feels unreal," she admitted. Alex kissed her temple. "Make it real," he whispered. "Let me keep making it real." Tuna leaned into him and finally let her body stop bracing for impact. When twilight deepened, they packed slowly. Alex lifted Henry into his arms, supporting his head. Henry didn't wake. He just shifted and tucked his face into Alex's shoulder. Tuna gathered the basket and slipped a few leftover sunflowers inside, like she wanted to bring the field home. The ride back was calm. The village road was empty, cool air wrapping around them. Tuna held Alex from behind, her ring catching faint light whenever they passed a lamp. Henry slept in front, heavy with trust. When their house appeared, light spilled from the windows, and Tuna felt relief hit her all at once. For a long time, home had meant temporary shelter and loneliness. Now it meant warmth, safety, and people waiting for her. Inside, Alex carried Henry in and laid him gently on the couch while Tuna set the basket down. The house still smelled faintly like bread from earlier. Tuna heated a simple soup. Alex set the table with leftover sandwiches and fruit. Henry woke enough to sit in his high chair, blinking sleepily, but clapping when he saw food. "Eat," he ordered, proud. Tuna laughed and kissed his cheek. "Yes, boss." Alex turned on soft music, gentle acoustic guitar that filled the room without taking over. They ate slowly, talking about the day in small pieces, like they didn't want it to end too fast. Henry offered them tiny bits of bread and insisted they take bites. When Tuna pretended it was the best thing she'd ever tasted, Henry laughed so hard he nearly dropped his cup. Alex steadied it and rubbed Henry's back, patient and calm. Tuna lifted her hand and showed Henry the ring again. Henry touched it with 2 careful fingers. "Mommy ring," he said, serious. Alex smiled across the table and squeezed Tuna's hand beneath it. "1 year," he said quietly. Tuna nodded, eyes shining. 1 year. After dinner, Alex lifted Henry into his arms. "Bedtime." Henry protested weakly, then yawned. Alex carried him to the bedroom, humming a lullaby. Tuna stood in the doorway and watched as Alex laid Henry down and tucked him in again, singing until Henry's breathing turned even and deep. Alex stepped out and closed the door quietly. In the dim hallway light, He pulled Tuna into his arms. "Thank you," he whispered, voice thick, "for giving me a second chance." Tuna rested her forehead against his chest. "Thank you for finding us," she answered softly, "and for staying." Alex held her tighter as Henry's peaceful breathing drifted from the next room. The anniversary didn't end with fireworks, it ended gently. Warm house, sleeping child, and arms that didn't let go. At last, together. On a bright spring morning, Alex wakes to Tuna and Henry sleeping beside him and quietly marks a special milestone. 1 year since he found them again. In their small kitchen, they pack sandwiches, fruit, and a blanket while Henry toddles around, laughing and helping. The family rides a motorbike through village roads and green rice fields, singing as wildflowers line the path. They spread a blanket in a vast sunflower field, share dreams of a future together, and savor the calm they once thought impossible. As the sun lowers, Alex pulls out a ring, kneels, and asks, "Will you marry me again?" Tuna tearfully says yes, and Henry claps in delight. They take photos, return home for a simple dinner, and end the night with a gentle lullaby and renewed promises that their family will stay whole